What I have here today is the new revolution of auto crafting in Minecraft. It is so advanced, yet so simple to build, and it's going to revolutionize auto crafting and the way we will design our auto crafters. And I'm very proud to present it after spending hours on it, really. What we have here is a fully binary encoded 2x hopper speed or dropper speed, 2x hopper speed, which is dropper speed, fully encoded auto crafter, which can really up the rates of this farm. So basically, if you use the normal hopper based farm, which will like put the items into hoppers and then put those items into the crafter, it will only give you about 250 items per hour. Not to mention that the farm very easily broke, and because if you relogged onto your world, it will glitch out and you have to replace all the hoppers. But this system has no hoppers to transport the items into the crafter, but instead uses dropper line with a clock right here, which might be annoying, but we will leave it like this because it is right now the best way to transport the items. Here we got our input, and we need to just input the items right here. So as you guys can see, you need to first you need to take a crafting recipe, log the log the air slots, put your items in here, and now you will watch the magic happen as this thing crafts a whopping 900 items per hour, which is almost 4 times almost 4 times faster than the standard hopper based crafter. So yep, I'm just going to flick this lever, and when I flick this lever, it will start this crafting. Okay, let's hope for the best. And as you guys can see, how incredibly fast this thing crafts. It immediately crafts and then immediately dispenses the item. And let me just show you what happens. So basically, when it detects that an item has been crafted, it will send a signal for this torch, which will go out, and this one will go back up, and it will send a signal here, and which will send the signal down here, and this is where we have our pause clock. So basically, if we want to pause the system, we can pause it right here, and this is where all the encoding is. So basically, what we have here is a very specific time in which the order is determined as to which slot will get what item, and it is very specifically timed, and it will very specifically choose the slot in which the items go. Now I had to make this as fast as possible, so it is right now at its fastest speed. You might say that, oh look, it's so slow, but this is actually the fastest it can go without actually breaking the entire system and getting the items out of water. But as you guys can see, it is continuously working, and we are getting shulker boxes extremely fast. So as you guys can see, it will send a signal at a speed, and each time, so basically this one will get the signal first, this one will get it a bit later, and then all of them will go out a bit later. And basically we have these torches here which will go out and then relight, which will drop the item in here, and we might be getting our full chest in here. As you guys can see, this chest is now full of our crafted shulker boxes. Look how fast this thing is. As you guys can see, now it 1 2 3 4 5 6. As you guys can see, it only takes about 4 seconds to craft a new item, which includes all items, meaning that it doesn't just craft 900 items per hour using only 3 block recipes. It will craft 900 items per hour even if you put in a recipe that requires 9 blocks. So now I'm just going to briefly pause the system, and as you guys can see, everything will get powered on, which basically means that the system is now in off or pause state. So I can now replace the items if I have enough of the items that I needed, and now I can replace it. So let's craft some observers. So I actually forgot the recipe for observers, so let me quickly get a crafting table and see it. So observers. So as you guys can see, an observer requires 6 cobblestone and 2 redstone dust and a quartz. So now if I am to remember this correctly, let me just quickly demonstrate how this works. So we will first take our ingredients from here. You obviously have to do it in survival, sorry, but you can do as many ingredients as you want. You can even put a shulker unloader here, and I do plan on releasing a full tile version of this, which will be able to produce a lot more with just a single user interface, and will be able to unload shulker boxes. But I still have to figure out how to distribute items evenly. So when I figure that out, I will have the video and it will be uploaded to YouTube. So whenever I have it figured out, so I will add the ingredients like this into each slot. So basically we have the first 3 slots with cobblestone, then 2 slots with redstone dust, 1 with quartz, and then the rest of them will cobblestone, I'm pretty sure. Yep. And now as you guys can see, if I am to make sure to re-enable any slots if it requires, otherwise the farm will break horribly. And this farm requires a bit on the play, but once you put in the ingredients, you don't need to worry about the system until it is done. So now I can just flick this lever, and as you guys can see, all the items come in exactly the way they are supposed to be. So as you guys can see, 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4, and it takes exactly 4 seconds to craft an entire freaking item, and it can craft 900 items every hour. So yeah, it only takes about 4 seconds to craft an item. And the reason I built it like this is because now we will be able to tile it by using and make more modules like this, and all the way into infinity, like there, like there, like there. But I still have to work out a proper item distribution system, and when I have that, I will make a very fast crafter. But as for now, this is Minecraft's fastest single module for crafting items using an auto crafter. So yeah, this is super cool. As you guys can see, we are getting 17 observers, and we should get another one and another one right about now. As you guys can see, 1 2 3 4, and as you guys can see, we got another item. So it takes exactly 4 minutes, so 4 seconds to craft one item, and then it will immediately dispense it into this barrel, which will then pick up the item, and it will be sent down into the collection. And as you guys can see, this system is working very well. So yeah, I can use this. Yep, it's working perfectly fine. Yep, and we have the system to automatically detect. So basically, when it detects that an item has been crafted, it will send a signal here, which will automatically restart the ingredient sending process, and then the ingredients will be automatically loaded into their correct slots onto the crafter, and then they are going to be crafted into an observer. So basically, since this item produces 900 items per hour, that doesn't mean that it's using and transporting. If you look at the transporting speed of this thing, you will see that it can transport up to 8,100 items per hour, and basically all those items are then compacted into one item, and that makes a total of 900 per hour, and that is pretty cool. It is a really fast system, basically being able to transport 1,800 items per hour, 8,100 items per hour, which is still, you might think, less than hopper speed, because hoppers can transfer 9,000 items per hour, but the extra delay and the extra time is spent on these stupid encoders, because even though they are really advanced, they do take up quite a lot of time, and also some time is taken to send the signal again. But basically, because all of that time, we lose almost 10 times the speed of a hopper, but it is still twice as fast as any other hopper based farm. And As you guys can see, we are nearly done. It is still twice or even thrice as fast as any normal hopper based crafter, and this system has been encoded like this to make sure that it doesn't break, and also that it's resistant to relogging. And because if you relog into your world using a hopper based crafter, you will see that the items get out of sync and will not be properly loaded into the system. So as you guys can see, we should be almost done with the crafting process. And yep, 2 and then 1 and then none. Yep. Okay, nice. So that means that the crafting process is done. Now it will stop sending any signals and we can pause the farm so that we can add more items, because if we don't pause the farm, we won't be able to add any items. So yep. So basically, while the farm is running, it is completely logged, meaning that any items in here basically, so if I am to add more items into here, and then it will not be able to be put into the dropper, and it will only happen a very few times during the farm running. Basically, you can put in all the ingredients you want, it will unload one at a time. Basically, whenever this dropper uses an item, it will use an item from this barrel. But since it is logged while not in a pause state, you have to make sure that that you lock and basically turn off the farm first, because in this state the droppers are activated, meaning that items will not really go through them. And so yeah, we just make sure to log this and just do this, and as you guys can see, yep, it works perfectly fine. So as soon as you add ingredients and then flick this lever to restart the farm, it will automatically jump start the crafting process and basically start working without any delay, and also a lot of stuff. So yeah, I think I should add a comparator here just for speed's sake. Yep. And basically now we can test this out with a very complex crafting recipes too. It doesn't just work with you can even add bones in here. So basically, as you guys can see, if I am to add bones into this slot right here and then lock every single slot except for one, where it will now turn into a 1-block converter. So as you guys can see, it will start the process, as you guys can see, and it will automatically dispense out the 3 items, as you guys can see, and it will produce the items right here, as you guys can see, and the items will be transported and they will be given just enough delay to fully like stack up in this chest, and as you guys can see, before sending in the rest of the items. And you can basically craft any recipe with this. You can even make let's say you want you can even make crafted shulker boxes with this, but that is a bit more complex. You can even make colored shulker boxes. So basically, let's say you have all these shulker boxes and you want to dye them red. So what I can do is do this, and now I can unlock one slot, basically this slot right here, or this slot. And what I can do now, let me just quickly do this so that it doesn't break. And now as soon as it detects, so basically now we put in some red dye, red dye right here, and we are only going to add 9 dyes here, because we can only add 9 dyes into hopper. But if you have the carpet feature, which allows for stacking empty shulker boxes, then you can literally put as many dyes and shulker boxes. But now I'm going to only put 9. And now, as you guys can see, we have the exact number of shulker boxes and the exact number of dyes. So we can just take all the items out of this chest, and now we can start the crafting process. And as you guys can see, it will start crafting red shulker boxes. And if you want, you can add a little extension over here, which will, if you are crafting normal shulker boxes here, it will automatically craft them into dyed shulker boxes. And I intend to show it in the tileable video, where I will tile all this. but that video is still a long way away because yeah, I really have some scratching my head to do with the fact that I need to equally distribute items across all of these modules, and without it the module will break. So yeah, because there needs to be at least 3 items in each barrel before we start the farm, and then all the hopper mine carts will be transporting items so that we don't run out of items. But still, that distribution system is still very not complete, as I still need to figure out all of this stuff. But for now, here is one of the most revolutionary pieces of crafting tech that I think I have ever made, or maybe I'll ever made, but I don't know. But still, it is really fast, and it is really compact, and it might be the next step for crafting, auto crafting in Minecraft. Still very cool, and I hope you guys enjoyed the process of me showing you this and working this out. And basically all you need to do is, I've explained, you just need to see the crafting recipe, put in any like all of these slots. So basically, let's craft a comparator. I'm sorry I'm extended this video a bit long, but I just want you guys to see this. So I'm pretty sure you get quartz and stone. So that's how you do this. It's not smooth stone. So now what we want to do is add this here, add this here, add quartz, add another redstone torch, and then 3 stone. And now we should be good to go. So if I am to jumpstart this farm while there are items still unloading, as you guys can see, it will start immediately crafting a comparator, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, okay, I forgot to log the farm before. Okay, so now it should start crafting. As you guys can see, it immediately crafts the comparator, and it can do it while items are still in barrels too. I forgot to lock it first, but as you guys can see, it will keep on working even if there are items inside of the barrels. So yeah, you can just dump your items into this in the order and then start the farm. And as you guys can see, it is crafting ourselves some comparators. It takes a bit of time to make 64 comparators. It would take around, what is 64 multiplied by 4? 256 seconds. And that into minutes is about 4 minutes. That's pretty cool. A stack of comparators in 4 minutes. Around 4 minutes really. Plus another 16 seconds. So 4 minutes, 16 seconds to craft a stack of items. Any item really. Because this works at a consistent speed, we can know that to craft one stack of items, it will take 4 minutes. So in 1 minute we only get 16 items. Great. Does that even work with the maths? I think it does. Okay, wait. I think that is true. Yeah. Okay. Sorry for my ultimate maths lecture, but hey, it works. Yep. So now we are crafting. We are already almost halfway done. Yep. And as you guys can see, it will send a signal, not a very long signal though, because we need to unpower these as well to power the torches. So basically it will unpower for a moment and then power again, and it will basically send a signal here, and it will basically drop the item into this dropper line, which is powered by this dropper line. So yep. And so basically any item that comes in here will be instantly transported in a line over to here, where they are instantly crafted. Yep, as you guys can see. And basically there are 2 comparators taking reading. The first one is to make the crafter activate to put the items into the output, and then the second one right here is to detect if the farm has finished a crafting process and performed a crafting operation, and if has done that, then it will send a signal to resend the items to basically start the crafting process operation again. Basically, I've really explained that almost 5 times, but hey, look at this, a fully encoded crafter. Pretty cool. And then now I just want to pause the farm. So I have 9 in there, and you can pause the farm at any point you like. Not even if the farm is still running. And yeah. So basically you can pause it anywhere you like, and we should have about 56. Yeah. Pretty cool. Almost 4 minutes taken, but it does the job. I don't even think that was 4 minutes. I think I think I did my calculations wrong. But hey, even if it's wrong, that this still is a pretty fast machine, and not just pretty fast, it is right now the fastest crafter in Minecraft. Yes, right, at the time of this video, there is literally no crafter in Minecraft that is as fast as this thing at making any type of recipe you want. You just make sure to, the only interaction you need is to put in items and to make sure to lock any empty slots if you're making a recipe, any recipe. So basically, if you're making compares, you need to make sure to lock these 2 slots, and then the rest of the work will be done for you. You just need to put the ingredients in order. And yeah, that was it. It took me about a day to make this farm. The only thing that took me that long to make was this encoder, because this system required me so much time to figure out the correct timings, and I was so dumb that I didn't even figure out that only this much timing and then adding one repeater after each slot was enough to make the farm work at its maximum efficiency. Oh, okay, my throat is a bit too sore now, and I will see you guys later. Bye.